this is Lydia from Reaching Heights, and I have such an electrifying guest today for our Motivated Hustler Monday. And I have Ingrid Diaz. She is a beautiful, amazing spirit. I mean, besides being a mom of three, which is a job all on its own, right? She is the founder and creator of Curlfident, which is curl and confidence together, which I love the idea. She also is a Zumba instructor and an energy consultant. Most of all, what I love about this girl is really, as I was telling her, her energy is electrifying and really transcends all aspects. I mean, you really, if you are in the room with her, if you are talking to her, if you have the pleasure of having her in front of you, you feel absolute delicious energy, just positive and electrifying. So I love it. So hey, Ingrid, how
Hi,
you
honey.
doing?
Thanks for having me. This is exciting.
Thank you for being here. I mean, honestly, we just from the little bit that we've gotten to know each other and we've talked, I think that you are absolutely amazing. I really do. I think you're such a beautiful, genuine spirit, and there's not a lot of that, and your energy is infectious, and the world needs you. The world needs you, I swear. And your confidence, it really inspires others to be like, I need to step up my confidence game, basically, so I love it. Please tell us all about you, your story, your journey, everything that's you.
Wow. You pretty much just like described me in a beautiful way, by the way. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take notes on that.
That's all you.
But I have to, I mean, to be honest with you, just like what you just said, like the world needs more of that. I 100% agree with you on that. I see a lot of women that they're very, very catty, very envious, and they don't allow themselves to celebrate another woman's journey and beauty, period. Everything is always a competition, but not a healthy competition. See, like, when people talk about competition, they look at it as a negative way. No, competition is good. Competition motivates other people. So just like you said, right, you was in the same room with me and you saw my confidence and what that did for you. Instead of you looking at it in a negative competitive way, you looked at it in a positive competitive way. Like, wait a minute, I could do this too. Like, I got this too. And that's what I want to put out there. Like, if you want to feel competitive, great, let's do this. We can do this. Like, you have different sports, right? What they do, they compete against each other, and not in a negative way. It's in a healthy way, right? It motivates the other team even more to be better, right? They feed off of each other's greatness. They feed off of each other's energy. And that's what I want to put out there. Feed off of my energy. I want you to feel amazing. I want you to feel love for yourself. I want you to look at yourself the way you look at an actress or a celebrity, and the way you glorify the celebrity as, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Oh my God, I this. Girl, look at yourself in the mirror and do the same for yourself. Damn, I'm beautiful. Damn, oh girl, yes. Like, that's what I want to put out there. I think this is so important. It doesn't matter your shape. It doesn't matter your hair texture, your hair length, the thickness, color, complexion. It does not matter. Even your educational background. Listen, I'm a dropout, a college dropout 3 times. And I could be in a room full of super educated women with degrees, and I don't feel intimidated in any which way or form. And the reason being is because I've allowed myself to not just love myself, but to embrace and love other women. You know, when you start to actually love other women and celebrate with them, that's a whole nother level of self-love that you cannot buy. And it takes practice to do that, so.
I love that because it's absolutely true. It is, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's another level of self-love, because in order to, and I talk about this all the time, in order for you to give love, your cup has to be full. You can't give from an empty cup. So you said that for me to look at you and say, man, I appreciate and love her, I have to feel confident in myself, because it's that person that feels insecure or doubtful that will feel threatened by somebody else. Yet if
Absolutely.
you
Yes.
like are confident in yourself, you're able to recognize the beauty in everything and everyone without feeling threatened. And that is really confidence, and where it comes from, and that's really the core of confidence is self-love, is how you see yourself and how you embrace yourself and how you love yourself. If you are secure in how you step and who you are, right, then nothing is going to threaten that, because everybody, like they say, pa los gustos se hicieron los colores. There is a rainbow out there and there's a variety. And that is okay. Everybody is absolutely unique, absolutely made very uniquely. And, we may have the same type of energy, but mine is mine and yours is yours.
Yes.
And
Amen.
so that is what's beautiful. So tell me how Curlfident, particularly how you put that together.
Confident came about by accident. Like I didn't, it's not something that I just like dreamed of since a child. No, it actually came about through me just trying to find a solution to bring my hair back to life. I was losing all of my hair due to negligence and lack of knowledge on how to take care of my hair.
Okay.
Whether I dyed it or straightened it, I just didn't have the knowledge on how to properly take care of my hair. So I'm Dominican, and I grew up with my side of the family. Yeah. I grew up with my mother's side of the family, and they have more of the European type of look, meaning like the straight hair,
Right.
the finer features and
Yeah.
all that. So they didn't have any knowledge on curly hair care, right? And then seeing all the women in my family with this beautiful long straight hair and like the European beauty, I wanted to emulate that. I wanted to be just like them. So I would straighten my hair. I started bleaching my hair. I wanted to look more and more like them. Although my grandmother was completely opposed to that. My grandmother was like, déjate el pelo como una leona. She loved the lioness look. She loved my curly hair. She hated when I straightened it, but because majority of the women, including my grandmother, had that look, subconsciously, like this is something I just gravitated towards. Anyway, moving forward, I decided to just like Google how to stop hair fall, natural hair care, how to get my curls back. And then I just started, practicing the natural hair journey.
Okay.
And the one person who encouraged me on YouTube with Alba Sun Bella, I forgot her full name, but it's Sun Kiss Bella Alba. She's the one who started, like, she was one of the Latinas that, looks like me, that started the whole natural hair journey. And I was like, oh man, I became obsessed. And then I started to practice, and then I started to just post on my Instagram. And I had one of my followers, which is a friend, she said, you should start blogging about this. It wasn't an idea that I came up, it was a suggestion. So I was like, oh, just like you did with the streaming, the live streaming, right? And I was like, oh, okay, wow, okay. Yes. So then that's when I created a separate Instagram. And at the time it was Curlfident. It wasn't even Curlfident. And I just started to blog. I created a WordPress, and I started to like kind of follow other bloggers and try to mimic off of what they were doing, because I had no idea what the heck I was doing.
Right.
And then I just, like I would look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling curled. Like when the hair started to grow out, like the curls, I'm like, wow, I'm looking confident. Ooh, I feel Curlfident. And it just came out by mistake, Curlfident. And I was like, yes. So immediately I changed the name to Curlfident, and then I trademarked it. And from there, that's what I just started to put out there. So the mission behind Curlfident is to truly find confidence in the curls you have. Embrace your natural hair. Learn how to love and care for your curls. So that's where Curlfident was born.
Absolutely. And anybody, I suggest anybody that has curly hair, absolutely follow your blog and learn how to do it. You give amazing, great tips. I love your videos. They're just delightful because just all of it, your personality and how you teach people to really take care of their curls. And absolutely, I mean, we have so much, we're inundated with, society and everything else telling us, the white woman look basically, and really not embracing. And it only has been through recently that we have these waves of people embracing curly hair and embracing thickness as well. Like it's only recently that that's happening, like in the last maybe 10 years, I'd say. So really it's so important to really just help people learn to love who they naturally are, because again, variety, right? Things are it can't all be the same. You have to love the variety, and you have to love what you got, because it's what you got. And if you work with it well, amazing.
That's where it came about. It's just moving out here, starting a different journey and a path. I am multi-talented. I
Yes.
don't like one thing. I'm kind of like a free spirit, and there's so many, and I think everybody is multi-talented. A lot of people are just afraid to venture out, and they're afraid to just dare themselves to do different things because
Right.
I always tell people we're born to be great, and being great is doing different things. You're not born to just do one thing. If you were born to just do one thing, then guess what? You wouldn't be diving into different things. You wouldn't be able to dance or, listen to music and enjoy the music, or cook or clean or read a book or learn new things. We're multi-talented. So, like it's important to just like tap into all those little talents, all
Yeah,
those,
absolutely. Or
you
we
know.
would live shorter, right? We wouldn't have to live so long, because we have a long life because of that. Every stage that we go through in life is a different opportunity. And we grow, we reinvent ourselves. So it's really important to tap into that. I talk a lot about that because as a transformational coach, it's about kind of when you're in these transitional periods. You're not going to stay the same all the time. And so, it's hard because we're so used to routine, and we're so used to just going about things in a specific way, and the way that we're taught and the way that we learn, that again, we lose ourselves and we lose what we want, and that we're always transforming. We are energy, and it's always transforming. It's always ever changing. And so I like to help people get through that bridge, kind of like when they are at the brink of feeling something out, at the brink of saying, I want something different. I'm there to really kind of help you, guide you through that little pathway, through that
Oh, that's
crossroad,
beautiful.
to
That's wonderful.
because you can, and it really, because it leads you to the things. I say you have to live within your soul. You have to live through your passions.
And a lot
And
of people are afraid to actually do that. That's the
absolutely.
like, see, you're like, okay, I look at it as, the transformation of finding yourself, like that transformation is honestly just digging deep into who you really are. That
Absolutely.
transformational, of becoming you, it's already in you. It's not like you're trying to be something you're not. That person is already inside of you. I always tell people every single living being, I'm talking about down to a tree, has a purpose in this life, has a magic inside of them. So what is a tree's purpose, right? What is it? It's to grow beautiful branches out in the leaves. And then in certain seasons, it like goes to sleep. It kind of hibernates, right?
Right.
So we're all created with a certain purpose, every single being. A dolphin, a dog, it's every single being, a
Yeah.
fish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we are the most complicated beings because we just are afraid to really, really tap into our true selves. And that's because honestly, I think it has a lot to do with this whole fabrication of telling us who we should be. The whole media and the whole just like, it's just like people, even our own family, conditioning us into thinking that we are something that we really not. So then your job is actually to transform the whole idea of and the whole thinking of what you have going on, thinking of who you are. No, you're transforming them, their
Yeah.
mindset, into going back to who they are, you know, and
Really
tapping
helping them
up.
quiet that noise, right? The world is so noisy. There is noise that, just like you said, they're getting it from everywhere. So
Mhm.
I am there to help you quiet the noise so you could tap into yourself. So you could go back to basic, go back to you, and be able to have that conversation and bring that out of you. There's nothing that I do except but help you do that, because like you said, everything is in you, and it's just about being able to tap into that and to going back to that and being able to translate it into the material world, right?
Yeah.
Because again, we are all energy, and
Yeah.
that's what you're saying about purpose, and how the dolphin and the trees, we're all energy, and we all add to the universe.
We're
I think that
created with
we're all
purpose.
part of that.
We're created with
Absolutely,
purpose.
we all add to it. And so, like, this dolphin just living its life, or this tree, if I catch a glimpse of it, that fills me, that gives me some type of feeling. And because that gave me some type of feeling, now I'm able to perpetuate that in the universe. And that's really how we're all connected, whether directly or
Energy,
indirectly.
energy. Look at what you just said. Like, when you're looking at it, okay, when we take like an extravagant, like a beautiful vacation, right? We pay for the experience, and then we go to the excursions, right? We do a whole bunch of different things, right? And we're paying to see the natural beauty of whatever it is that we're paying to see. So for example, we go to a dolphin show or some type of show with natural like the natural habitat, right? And we're in awe of these living beings. For example, again, I'll use the dolphin, right? Doing what it was put on this earth to do naturally. It's not forced to, I mean, yes, it's practicing tricks and all that,
Yeah.
but it's doing what it's here to do naturally, right? And it's like we become in awe. Or if we go just like fishing, right? Something as simple as that, we're like in awe. And this is all created with a purpose. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the Big Bang Theory, whatever you believe, and we're created with that purpose. And that's what I try to put out there. If you was to stop and look at yourself with that same person, that same view, you will be in awe with yourself. Like, wow, this is me. Oh my God, I'm amazing. Just the way you would look at a dolphin doing those beautiful tricks, just the way you would look at a tree in the fall with the beautiful colors, that transformation, right? That's you. That's everyone. That's how we need to look at ourselves, because that's how we were created, with that purpose, with that beauty, with that intent. So I get passionate.
Absolutely.
I get very passionate, but
Yes, we could get so deep. Me and Ingrid will have you here for like hours, because we could get so deep in this. But absolutely, you have to, say, hey girl, like, wow, look at you. You are strong, you are beautiful. You just went through this, that, and look at you, you're standing, or look how generous you are, or everything. I mean, you have to look at yourself that way. Absolutely.
and it doesn't always have to be physical appearance. A lot of people, they want to just, the only way they want to feel good is through the physical beauty. Focus on the internal beauty, because honestly, that's what really glues much more. That physical appearance, that eventually it fades. We're going to get old. If we're lucky enough, we get old and it fades. Like it's not as beautiful as it was when we were younger, right? But that eventually starts to fade, that
Mhm.
physical youth and that physical beauty. But the beauty inside, that never gets old. And that's really the purpose on like life. Like, really enjoy the beauty within and others, like the beauty in others as well.
Absolutely. So tell me, what do you see next for Curlfident? What do you see going on for Curlfident, for your Zumba fitness, for everything that's you?
To be honest with you, with the whole Curlfident, I definitely want to grow into more of like a feeling and a mood. So when you think of Curlfident, it's a whole freaking mood. It's not just, a lot of people just focus on Curlfident and they apply it to just me as a singular. No, it's plural. It's a feeling. It's definitely something that I want to push out into a feeling you have for yourself. So when you do your hair and you rocking your natural hair, your natural curls, I want you to be able to look in the mirror and be like, oh, I'm feeling Curlfident today. It's not just, oh, Ingrid is Curlfident. No, you're Curlfident. Whenever you focus on tapping into your natural roots and rocking your hair as you was born to do, like embracing your ancestors, basically, tapping into your natural self, you can look in the mirror and say, I look Curlfident. I feel Curlfident. So what I have planned, I definitely am planning on doing a / hair journal and book. And it's going to be a hair journal type of book, just basically to help people in the transitioning phase of being in the natural hair journey. And also, just like a lot of people are confused as to what to do. I don't know, when should I condition? What should I do? How should I do this? When should I do a protein treatment? So it's going to be like a guided hair journal. So on week 1, you do this. Week 3, you do this, and so on and so forth. And then the book is just like
a great idea. I'm like already buying it because I need to get on that. I as being Dominican as well, we tend to perm and all that stuff. So I used to do that and I stopped. And so now I just have my natural hair, but I still do blowouts. I still do heat. I don't just wear curly and that's it. I still do those things. But it's also because to me, I feel like it's more work to maintain your curls because I have to wet it every day or, for it to look nice. And I feel like that's more damaging. So some direction, we need direction out here, basically. So that journal is awesome. So be sure to everybody check that out for sure. And
I realize that the videos is not enough. I noticed that a lot of people, they like to have a physical something in their hands that they can just like kind of look back and be like, okay, like for me, that's how it is. Like sometimes I get lazy at the idea of going to a YouTube video and like having to rewind and find that spot. And I'm like, oh, do I really have to do that? So having a book that you can have as reference and even just the index there, like, okay, what am I looking for? Okay, this is what I want, and have that there. I've been thinking about this for years. I just never put it out there, but 2019, oof.
Here we come, right? Here we come. Good. Get it going because I'm buying it already. So absolutely. I'm so happy for you and for that. So another question is what is it that you're trying to do for your community? Like, how is it that you want your brand? And you've already touched a little bit upon that, just how you want people to have it as a feeling, but the impact that you wanted to give to your community.
I never really thought about that before. Again, like when I started doing this, it was more on just like, I mean, it sounds wrong, but it was more selfish reasons. I was just focusing on, finding a solution for my hair.
Right.
As a woman, that's a big deal for us. But now looking deeper into things, and now that I accomplished that, I'm like, okay, now what? I'm not fulfilled because I feel like, what am I doing? How am I making an impact? What do I want others to feel more than just a feeling of just feeling Curlfident? What do I want to do? So what I really want to focus on is just really appreciating who you are. And it's like, it's more than just hair. It's just my passion. It's more than just Curlfident. It's more than the Zumba. It's all about truly helping people find that self-love. Really, really, it's not just to say, oh, I love myself, but then when the cameras go off or when that picture's posted and the makeup comes off and the faja comes off, you're feeling, ugh. It's about loving you wholeheartedly as you are, your soul, like really, really focusing on self-loving you so you can be able to project that love genuinely. And what you feel inside about yourself, God, it really does come back to you tenfold. And if you're a mother with children, I cannot stress this enough. You have to fall in love with you first. You come first. You got to come first. Because a lot of people think, and I remember when I became a mom, people would be like, oh, your kids come first. That's it. It's not about you no more. And I remember I always felt some type of way about that. Like, what do you mean? Like, So you mean to tell me that when you have kids, that's it, your life is over? Basically, you like just like a zombie, like The Walking Dead? And a lot of women went through life like this. And that's the reason why they raise unhappy children, adults that are recovering from their childhood, because it's not because of their dad or a missing father. It's because they had an unhappy mom raising them, or father raising. They had an unhappy environment because of the mom or dad or whatever, or the person that was raising them, putting them first and not taking care of themselves. So how can you love anyone genuinely if you don't love yourself? So to answer that question straightforward, my mission is honestly to teach people to fall in love with them unconditionally, so they can be able to teach others to do the same.
We are going to do that, girl, because I have the same mission in a lot of different ways. So we are going to do that for sure. So second to last question, almost, but what inspires you? What keeps you motivated to do what you do, to find ways to keep and reinventing yourself, being a mother of three, really through all that and everything that we have to, as a mother, you have to go through, on an everyday basis. Kids are not easy because they are like, they disrespect you in all kinds of ways, right? Like it's not about you.
Question my sanity.
So it's like, what do you do to keep you inspired and motivated?
Well, you know what? Ironically, today is my older son's birthday. He turned 17 today.
Happy birthday!
My oldest young king. I was super emotional. It's so funny because I I lit up this candle. I didn't have a cake. I lit up this candle, and it's like 7 something in the morning, and I get my other 2 kids, and I'm like trying to sing happy birthday, and then I blew out the candle. So I'm like, oh, that's my hot breath that blew out the candle. I'm like, happy birthday. So, I mean, to be honest with you, what inspires me is just the whole idea of being blessed. Being blessed to be alive. I was telling you before we started recording about my mom, right?
Yeah.
My mother died at 28 years old, very young, from lung cancer. And I didn't have a father. She didn't have, she came from an abusive upbringing, right? And watching her deteriorate every single day, but yet begging to live another day through the suffering of having that lung cancer. You saw like she literally was deteriorating. You could see like her skeleton through her skin. It was just bad, right?
Wow.
But she had this desire to live no matter what, even though she actually knew she was dying. And I watched my mom up until her very last day, to the point that same day I actually found her dead when I came home from school. And no matter what, my mom, she still kept that love for herself, as far as keeping herself looking good. She would, I told you, she would put her bold, bright red lipstick, her bracelets, her big bangles, and get dressed to like if the world was her runway. And she had this
beautiful
desire to live. And that's where I get that from. Like, I want to make sure that I live through her. I fulfill her desire of living, even though she's physically gone. Her soul is inside of me. So I honestly think that this passion, this drive, really is like part of my mom living through me.
Right.
Like, I didn't get to physically live out the rest of my youthful years. Let me live through my daughter,
Right.
So it's not just my energy. It's like that combination of my mom and me. And that's my desire. That's, that's my drive. That's my hunger for life. The fact that she didn't get to live through, and I have this opportunity, this blessing. I want to make sure that I tell my kids this all the time. I'm like, I want you to live full out, like live happy, joyful, and that's my desire.
That's so amazing. That's amazing. And that is something really hard to, to face, to recover from, to know that you experienced that, and still, like you say, find the face to do it, and brave the world in that way.
It took years though. Like it did traumatize me. Don't get me wrong. It's not like if from there I became like this, super energetic person, super jolly. I had demons I had to face because of my upbringing, because of what I saw. It wasn't an easy journey. So to anybody that's going through it right now, young or old, understand that my journey came from the pain, came from rock bottom. And the desire to live, it all came from the ugly, the things that we don't talk about, the things that you don't see,
Yeah.
like the back end, all that going through those hurdles, it created this desire in me to really live and be happy. Like, so it didn't come easy. I went through a lot. I suffered mentally, physically, emotionally, but through it is where I became the woman I am today. And still, I haven't even gotten to the woman that I'm becoming. I can't wait to meet her.
Right. And I do want to touch upon that, because I remember one of our first conversations was about that, is that through the pain is that you find yourself. That the reason that somebody like you and me are here and we're confident, but it's through the pain. We had to go through a lot of mess in order to be like, you know what, that happened to me, but that ain't gonna break me down. You are not going to defeat me. You are not going to take me. You are not going to take away my shine. You're not going to take away my joy. And it was because we went through stuff like that we found ourselves and found the strength and said that, you know what, no matter what you go through, no matter what it is, you have to know who you are, and you have to grab hold of that and say, you're not going to break me.
Absolutely. And the whole name of reaching heights.
Yeah.
Reaching heights, I think that's so powerful, because it's not about just like, you're not focusing on the people that are actually at the top. You're focusing on the people that are like at bottom. You're reaching your heights, like,
absolutely.
That's something that I and that's why I'm being so transparent. I'm always transparent now. Like before, I used to fabricate so much, and I didn't, show the reality of who I am. Like it was almost like a lie that I was living, because I wanted people to see me as I wanted them to see me. And now I'm like, no, I need you to understand that this wasn't real. This is what I went through, and this is what I became because of what I went through. And it's not just you becoming a better version of yourself because of what you went through. Some people stay stuck down there. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. And you gotta believe that you deserve it, period. I don't care if anybody is telling you you're not, whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your aunt, your husband telling you, oh, you're not good enough. You can never be anything without me. You could this, you can't this, you can't that. No, you can if you believe it, period. And that is the magic. That's the magic. That's where it happens. It starts with you believing in it. And then once you actually say, this is what I believe, then you got to put in the work. Then there's work behind. You can't just, okay, I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think positive and this is going to come. You got to put in that work. So if you want to transform your life, you got to first believe it, convince yourself that this is to be true, and now start doing everything you need to do to become that person, because you will, once you put in that work, after you believe in yourself. And that's all it is, no matter what your upbringing is. If you a girl or a woman that's gotten, I'll take it as serious as getting raped, molested, neglected as a child. If you've been through some severe trauma, domestic violence, homeless, listen, I went through all of that, as I just mentioned, all of that. Drug abuse, all of that. You can overcome all of that if you tell yourself, this is what I want to be, and this is who I am, and then start taking the necessary steps.
I can't even say it better than that. And thank you for sharing, and thank you for being transparent. Because as I, if we don't sit here and talk about this, the truth is that it's not going to get better for people. So many people are out there suffering, going through things in silence, and that's what leads them to self-destructive ways, to hating themselves, to not really believing in themselves, to doing things to sabotage themselves, to hurt themselves, because like you say, they feel that they don't deserve it, and it really stems from not being able to express themselves and not saying, you know what, I went through this pain, this thing happened to me, and getting the support that they need. So that is primary. I mean, just literally, I did an interview yesterday where I shared my story and I talked about things that I went through and how, somebody can be, I'm transparent today, just like you said, because I learned that I have to talk about it, because not talking about it led me through a destructive path, and it's doing that to so many. So you have to be transparent. So thank you for being transparent. Thank you for sharing your story and letting us know that, because exactly when we say, why are you so confident, this is why you're so confident. You're confident because you've been through the shit, you've been through hell and back, and you were able to say, you know what, I'm better than this, I'm
I
better
took
than
my
what I
power
just
back.
went through, I'm
That's
better
what
than
it is.
what
Yes.
people want to tell me. I'm better,
Yes.
and I deserve better.
And even if
Absolutely.
you listen, if you're that person that you're constantly like, oh, my family is not there, nobody supports me, my friends are jealous, or people are jealous of me. I get it. Listen, we all have haters. All of us,
Yep.
even in our own family. But if you're going to just constantly just like feed into that energy, you're not getting anywhere. So you need to learn how to just like redirect that energy, acknowledge it. You know what? I got them haters. I see you. I see where you're coming from. But I'm gonna redirect that energy. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do great things for me, not for you, not for your approval, not to be acknowledged by you. Because a lot of us are also seeking validation, and I get it. It stems from so many things from your past. You seek validation for many reasons. But once you start to realize you don't have to seek that validation in anybody else but yourself, you're like, that's when you start reaching heights.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, again, we could continue this conversation because it is so absolutely true. Everything that you're saying, one thing for sure is to know that nothing that anybody does anything to you is personal.
Never.
Understand that it is never about you. You have to know that it's about them. And something that I coined in my program, it's called mind your business. And you have to mind your business. It's about what you do for yourself and what exactly somebody does anything to you. It's about how you react and how you act and how you take it. Mind your business, because people are minding their own, and when they're trying to put an agenda on you, that's their business, not yours. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. Thank you so much, Ingrid. I love it. I want you to share your handles. How do people find you? How do they work with you? And things like that.
All right. So I'm more active on Instagram. So you can go to Curlfident. It's Curlfident. And again, if you need a Zumba instructor to liven up the place, you're more than welcome to book me. Reach me there. You can also email me at curlfident@gmail.com. If you also need some energy consultant, also email me there too. And, we can just like go ahead and talk. But most importantly, you want to boost that confidence, that self-love, just have that good energy down the timeline, definitely go ahead and press that follow button.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to put your handles and everything there, but also expect amazing things from Ingrid in the future, because they are coming, and I am going to put fire on her butt to make them happen too, because I mean, like I said, she has to be shared with the world. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this and this was helpful. Be sure to follow and subscribe to Reaching Heights. Check it out.